Hello, this is Michael Oloyede. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 ways you can dampen your snare drum. Either you're in the studio or you're on the road, you need not to worry. There are various reasons why you might want to dampen your snare drum. Either it's ringing a lot, or maybe you want to change the sonic sound of the snare drum entirely, or maybe you're playing a smaller space and you want the snare drum to be softer. Of whatever reason you have that you want to dampen your snare drum, you don't have to worry. I'm going to share with you 10 different ways you can dampen your snare drum. So let's go straight to it. Number one on my list is the E-ring. Some call it O-ring, but this is the E-ring made by Evans. So the advantage is you can just drop it on the snare drum and you're good to go. The disadvantage is it's just one dampening level. You don't have control over the rate of dampening when it comes to the E-ring. Now with the ring. Number two on my list is called a moon gel. This is going to cost you a few bucks. If you have a music store around you, you can easily pick this. This is a pack of 6. The advantage of using a moon gel is you can actually control the amount of dampening you want. You can decide to put 1 on your snare drum. If you want more dampening, you can put 2. And you can actually even cut it into half and use just a small bit of it on your snare drum. But the disadvantage with this is it gets dirty easily, especially when you're on stage, when you have to use it night after night. Other than that, I think this is one of the best ways you can dampen your snare drum. Yes, the manufacturer says you can actually wash it, but I personally, once it gets dirty, I throw them off and I get new sets. So now let's hear what it sounds like with and without gel. And one of the advantages of this is you can move it around. You can move it to the lower part of the snare drum. You can put it on the sides, and you can use it on the toms as well. Next on my list is called the Mini Mat. It's made by Evans as well. This is a pack of, I think, 6. It comes in different sizes, large, medium, and small. So for the purpose of this video, I think we should try out the medium size. This actually uses a Velcro system. You find Velcros on bags, on shoes, on cable ties. It has a section that you glue onto the side of your drums. Then it has a dot that also has a glue behind it. So this part goes on your snare drum. The advantage of E-mat is you can easily disengage it and you can easily put it back. And if you want more dampening, all you need to do is to stretch it further onto the snare drum. Next on my list is your mobile phone. Either you have an iPhone or an Android phone, whatever phone you have on you, as long as it has a protective case, all you need to do is drop it on your snare drum. Let's hear what it sounds like. If you're looking for a dry sound, I usually use this a lot when I'm playing Afrobeat gigs, or I'm playing an Afrobeat song and I don't have any other dampening system around me. I quickly reach out to my iPhone. So, but be careful so that you don't damage your phone. Make sure you use a phone that has a protective case, and make sure you face it downward. That is, you make the screen, you put the screen on your snare drum. Next on my list is your wallet. I'm sure most of us have a wallet we carry around. So if you can't use your phone or you don't have any of the other dampening system we've mentioned, you can actually use your wallet. All you need to do is just drop it on your snare drum. And you can open up the wallet and just use one half of the wallet. The disadvantage of using a wallet is it can fall off your snare drum in the middle of a song. Next on my list is a Gaffer tape. If you ask your engineer in the studio or at your show, I'm sure they will have one of these. It comes in different colors: black, gray, red. I actually prefer the black or the gray color. So all you need to do is cut off a small section. There are different ways of applying. Some people usually put it this way. You can put as many as you want on your snare drum until you get the kind of sound you want. Another way to put a Gaffer tape on your snare drum is actually to roll it up and put it on your snare drum. You can find a sweet spot on your snare. One of the advantages of using a Gaffer tape is you can use as many as you want. You can put it on your toms, you can put it on your snare drum. You can even stick it on the response side of your drums. But one of the disadvantages is it disfigures your drums. When you have many tapes on your drums, it looks awkward. But if you're not the kind that bothered about the beauty or the aesthetics of your drums, hey, you can go for a Gaffer tape. Next on my list is a paper napkin. Around here, we usually call this a serviette, or we call it tissue paper, and a clip. You can get a clip at any bookstore around you, and I'm sure if you walk into any restroom or any restaurant, you can easily get a tissue paper if you don't have one on you. All you need to do is fold this, depending on how much dampening you want on your snare drum. You fold this, and you use the clip. You can actually get a bigger clip, but in this case, this is a smaller one, and go to the edge of your snare drum and clip it to the rim of your snare drum. Next on my list is a gaffer tape once more. You just need a small chunk of it. And a felt, an hi-hat felt or a cymbal felt. Just put it on the side and you stick this to your snare drum, and this goes onto your felt. One of the advantages of using a felt and the gaffer tape is it actually serves as some sort of gate on your snare drum. Once you strike your snare drum, the felt leaves the surface and goes back, makes contact almost immediately. It kind of gives the snare drum some sort of openness before it dampens, it kills the ring on the snare drum. Another way you can dampen your snare drum is just to take a piece of cloth, you have a napkin or your face towel. All you need to do is drop it on your snare drum. This is taking us towards changing the sound of the snare drum. It's beyond dampening. You're now altering the sound of your snare drum. Next on my list is actually using another drum head on your snare drum. This will actually change the sound of your snare drum. This is now going beyond dampening to altering the sound. This gives you an old school kind of snare sound. So you can pick a spare head. It doesn't have to be a new one. It can be a used one. It can be a tom head. As long as it fits into the snare drum, you can actually use this. And lastly on my list is my earphone pouch. For some of you, you might have the hard case. I have the fabric one, and I'm sure a lot of you do have the fabric one. All you need to do is drop it on your snare drum, just the way you drop your wallet or your iPhone or even a spare drum head on your snare drum. Just drop it on your snare drum and you're good to go. And that's it with my list of 10 different ways you can dampen your snare drum, either in the studio or live on stage. I'm sure you've learned something new today. If you do, please leave me a comment below and let me know your favorite of all the different ways of dampening your snare drum in the comment section below. And if you've learned something new, please give me a like and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And remember to click the notification bell so you get to see my videos once it gets uploaded. See you next time. Bye-bye.